You two, whenever you get a second. This will give you an idea with the doors and everything, roughly. Which I didn't get the top part on how I was going to do. I'll even put the maybe doors in as well. These are doors that I was considering.
What do you mean maybe doors?
I'll do one there just to show you. Okay, y'all have the stream up?
I do.
Shrimp, or you?
Yep. I have the stream up.
You do or don't?
Yes, I do.
Alright, so, this is what I'm talking about with the doors. So, you can see each room. You know what I'm saying? Like, that room would be exposed, but the other parts are not because of the doors.
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I'll wait and let Lauren catch up before I enter, so I can show you what the... This is the door layout that I'm thinking. Something like this. Let me know when you got it up, Lauren.
Stop.
You got it? Alright, so, so you go up to the first door. And this is what the hallway would look like to you. So you can see how it's different than the others. First room.
First floor looks worthless. There's no cover. You run around the building, you clear the first floor, and then you go through the doors. Is what it looks like.
That's pretty much what it is. But these are good areas to fight from and things like that. And your cover is places like, so like right here, if I was shooting and I was getting hit from over on this side, you know, I could close this door pretty much, and I've got this window and this window to shoot from. You know what I'm saying? And like if I started taking fire from over here, I could move over here and still continue to shoot out this window, or I could take cover over here and still shoot out this window, or here and still shoot out this window. And you just got one place that you got to watch for your flank. Things like that. So on the second floor, or the first floor, this is, let me close this one.
You're wide open with regards to, hang on, I'm gonna mute the stream. You're, when you walk, that first floor is wide open. There's not really, you can get tagged from, you know, multiple directions in any of those four corners, it looks like.
And see, this right here, this is the, I want these doors in front of the steps to be like this, that open up, because this can create a really big problem right here when you're trying to, like, you know, which side you're going up and things like that. Like if you're both standing here and you open these doors, you could create a kill funnel for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got something like this, it's like, oh shit, you know, when you're trying to navigate through some of this shit and things like that. It's like, you know, this creates a clunky, really bad area.
What is it like when you go backwards up the stairs?
You can do it here.
I don't know if I like the, you know, the concrete step kind of stairs.
Then when you go around this way, I was considering putting a door on this section as well. And then you would have the hallway, and then you'd have a door here on your left and a door or on your left and your right here. That's if I put that door there. But I don't know if I'm going to put that door there or not. So it would either be like this side or...
Why is there a block in the middle of the stairs?
It's part of these doors. You're looking at... these are not the normal doors that's going on it. This is just a... so I can show you what you're looking.
I'm not sure I like the double railing sort of idea. Doors going up into a room with a door on it that's kind of closed off seems a little, that seems kind of really dangerous.
That's what you're looking at. Yeah, that's the point of it. This right here, this kind of clear, like, okay, clear the top of the steps, but then as you're moving up, you know, you got a possible guy standing, like, when you open that door, you could have an AI standing here, and you could have a guy standing here waiting on you to come up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if he's looking this way, or you got choices to make, you know, are you gonna come up the steps at the same time? You just gonna turn around and come up shooting? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna do it? Like, are y'all both gonna get here? A person get, you know, like right here, and he's ready to go, and then are you gonna open this other door and have a person who's right here ready to go as well, and you both go up at the same time? Like, it gives you different options on what you're wanting to try to achieve. But these doors that open out into the hallway like this from these steps, this right here is going to cause some problems, and these things are going to be like, you know, I can see where this is going to increase the play and things like that, like with these doors being open here and things like that, when you're trying to navigate fast and things like that. And that's if I keep the dual steps and everything.
How high up can you aim?
What do you
when
mean?
you're going backwards up the stairs? Like, where's your... You're kind of looking straight ahead, where when you're going up the stairs backwards to check that railing...
I'm looking at the... Like, I'm... Say about the 5th step up, I can hit the roof.
I'm still waiting for the stream to catch up, I think.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't take much right here. Like, I would say, let me see. So, let me see. Yeah, so pretty much that. Oh. Right here, you can see, I can see him and he can see me. Right here, we're both a target right here. So as I move up right here, my head right here, I just barely got him in sight, and I've got a chance of hitting the rail, which is why I done the rail in that place. If I'm moving fast and I hit the rail, just like I did right there, he's going to get his shot off before I get mine. Whereas if I hit him quick enough, I can hit him in the lower part of his body, or I can hit him in the head. So it's a timing thing when I come up those steps, which is why I done that. And then based on his placement, he could be back here and shoot, or he could be up here. And I'm going to give him a couple different placements here so you don't know if he's going to be back, shooting under the rail, or shooting above a rail like a real person would be. But it gives you a timing thing, whereas if somebody is there, they could be here or they could be here. And if I want, I could even place them on the wings as well, like a real person would be. That would be the timing from on the clear.
So if you back up to the rail to catch somebody coming through a door, like by shooting under the rail, you're wide open on the other side.
Yep. So like if he was standing up there and he was pointing on this side, and you have a teammate who's going to come in on this side at the same time with you, you know what I'm saying? If you both decide that's what you want to do, then both of you go up the steps at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, first thing you'd have to do is open it up.
But then
clear the top part of the steps.
You're also, as soon as you get to the top of the steps, you're also wide open from both ends.
No, because once you get right here, you can see, like, once you clear there, now you turn, and you know what I'm saying. Now you've got a choice to make. You know, do you have more people coming with you? Like, let's say we were running 2 groups or 2-man team. So right here, when the 2-man team goes out, when I go left, or shall I say, if I was running point, if I go right, then the next man up is going to turn left and look. And you know what I'm saying, as he's with me going around this way. But he's just covering the ass. Just the way a clear would be right there. So I would come up, I would go right, and I'd have that man, you know, he would be right behind me, but he would look left, you know, back up, and then he would turn once that was clear, and then follow me around to the next part.
Can you crawl up the stairs? Is that a doable thing or not?
I don't believe so. You shouldn't be able to. I'd try it.
I'm a little bit behind on the stairs, but I don't like how wide open that it is with those windows.
Yeah. Actually, you can crawl up the stairs on mine. He's doing it. This is something that you normally can't do in Arma. But I guess because of the way I made my stairs, you can actually crawl up the stairs. Look at that shit,
Which is
boys.
good, because that means you can actually crawl in buildings and you won't get stuck.
Now look at that
Because
shit.
right now you can...
There's something you don't see in Arma. And the only reason he's getting stuck there is because of that wall that's there that ain't supposed to be there.
Well, that's a good thing, though, too, because...
And look, you can roll down the steps, too. That's funny as shit. Oh.
And you can vault the railing, right?
Oh, yeah, I made that on purpose like that. So, like, if you needed to get down quick... Oh, look at there, I jumped the whole damn thing. I didn't mean to do the combat roll. Oh, wrong one. But that one dropped me down there as well. I know you can do just the normal... and just drop off of it as well. Yeah, I made sure that you could do all that as well. And I made that railing, like, it's just the right thickness and everything to, which I can change it, but I'm just saying, like, right now I've got it, because that would be the thing, is if you were...
I don't like the windows that are that are parallel to the hallway upstairs.
Yeah, those are something I could close off, but like if we had a doorway, you know what I'm saying, like, and I have another door here and another door here, this window could be very useful to us, because this is a part that we use a lot without knowing it. We could use it a lot.
What if you were to put windows on the top floor facing one way and windows on the bottom floor facing the other way, and get rid of half of them. You know how you can get crossfire from 2 different directions?
Yep.
Put windows on the top floor facing one way, take out the ones that are right parallel to the stairs, and then the ones on the bottom floor have them facing the 90 degrees.
Like, I can do that, but that's what I'm saying. Before I make that decision to remove those windows, I would like to have some feedback on it, because I think once people get used to actually playing these houses, like the little bit I've been able to test them, I actually love having all of those windows. I know what Kogan's saying. I'm going to go over here to one without the doors. So, like what Kogan's saying is when you breach right here, you've got this window on you, this one, and all of this right here. And I understand that. And then when you move around here, how many windows can see you? But I'm telling you, when you're slow and you're moving in these open areas, that makes sense. But let me show you something. Like, if you're aware of your surroundings, I want to get over here in some of this a little bit tighter areas and things.
I don't like the amount of crossfire. It creeps me out.
Stuff like this right here, like this could be really good for shooting, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you've got several areas there that you could clear, whereas if this window wasn't here, you couldn't hit any of that stuff from here. And if this window wasn't here, you can see what I'm saying. Like if I remove this one, how much blind that would be. So these windows here allow you to clear a lot of that other house over there before you even move to it. Whereas if we were on the first floor, you can see you're very limited on what you can see right here. So those windows could be well worth their weight right there in a section like this. Even though you're exposed a lot to places like that over there, you can see just by me moving this little piece, the only parts I've got exposed are these, you know, right over here. But if I've already cleared that over there, then I'm not too worried about this corner. If I haven't cleared that over
down to gain a little cover.
Yeah, I mean, if you want cover, like, I mean, all you got to do is just go on the ground. Like right here, you've got cover the whole time, as long as you're prone. And then what I done was, and I could squeeze these windows in a little bit, but to give you an idea, on a section like this where you have a long part, if you were to go here and then just go up on one knee.
Oh shit, this time I have my fucking mic muted.
You've got this corner part right here, you know what I'm saying? Like you could be shooting and then you start taking shots, you know, you go prone again, move over here, and then you can start shooting again and things like that.
And what you should do, Travis? Take a few of those houses, say about four. Take about four of those houses, put them all next to each other or whatever, and fill them with guys.
I can't do that until I make pass.
And try to breach them.
That's called
and then try to breach them.
Can't do that until I add the pathing in it for the AI. And I don't want to add the pathing until we have a good idea of what kind of layout we're wanting. Because the pathing is a little tricky to add. Not hard, it's just a little tricky when you do it. It's more tricky when you try to move it. Like let's say once I do the pathing, if we want to change the way a room is or something, then I got to go back and redo the whole pathing of it. But
well, no, what I'm saying is keep them stationary at the windows.
Hey Travis, you've got 3 windows on one face, and the corresponding face at the top of the stairs doesn't have the windows in the center, right?
Right, the sides. Yep, they don't have you only have
reverse that.
Huh?
Reverse that.
So at the top of the steps you have an opening?
Yeah, you crawl up the steps, you've got cover, You can go around the corners, but then when you get to the other side,
that's a terrible idea with that balcony. You do not want to be crawling up them steps. You will die a lot if there's any guys at the top of them steps or that top of that balcony part, the internal balcony.
Right. You standing up and you back up, you clear the balcony, and then crawl up to go around, you know, to make your corners. You know what I mean? You stand up, you back up the steps just enough to clear the balcony, and then you turn around and crawl up the rest.
I don't think that would be a good CQC clear. Just from, like, it wouldn't be something I would want to do on CQC. I'd rather, like, I would still, even if there's a window there, I would move up fast and move quick past it.
There's a lot of window in that place, and I don't like the crossfires from multiple directions, especially when a guy can walk right up to the fucking window and basically have, you know, clear an entire corner. And when you're playing, how hard is it to clear a building when you've got an angle from the building? You know, this is like, you can clear half a fucking building with a sniper rifle across town.
Not when the doors are in place, and
that is another way of doing it.
Yeah, when you have them doors in place, once you have them doors in place, some of them you're not going to know if it's there and things like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you could go even just running around the building. You clear the first floor. There's no.
That's no different. That's no different than what we've got pretty much now.
Well, they're shutters.
Yeah, but the shutters are not always closed. But I could shrink these windows up here a little bit, make them a little more square instead of the rectangle that they are. That would give you more areas on each side of it to take cover as well.
That would be huge, actually.
And let me see. Like I was telling them, take out these two windows on the second floor on the stairwell side. So that way you've only got the four, or I could take out these two windows, or all three of these windows, you know what I'm saying? Like, but.
What I was thinking is, if you've got windows on one side, on the bottom, take half the windows on the out from the bottom, and then take out the other 90 degrees, half the windows on the top, so that you don't have that fucking corner. You know, where you've got crossfire, you've only got one direction to worry about, and your back, really, from the building over. You got 360 coverage from that building, but you have to be either on the top for, you know, the two opposing, and then on the bottom for the other two opposing. Just to eliminate the crossfire. And to make it a lot easier for the AI to hide in the buildings. So that you don't just run a perimeter on a building and pop in the door. Because you can run real close to the building, you know, sneak up on the guy, and, you know, if you run by a building, he won't be able to get a bead on you as soon as you know, if you're like a foot from the building, you know what I mean? By the time you run by.
Well, they don't really like how they do. All right. Let me see here. So the way I done it up here, Kogan Shrimp, are y'all watching this?
Motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
Alright, let me show you the difference here.
If you shoot a window out with a rocket launcher, does it blow up the rocket?
Yeah, I'll make it so it explodes. Well, I mean, yeah, it'll do that anyway, but... So pretty much what you got here, like, I'm gonna just refresh you on this kill house here. So the hallways are pretty much safe, except for the opening on the front door. And the rooms are what's dangerous because you've got, these different angles and things like that in here as far as the windows go. Now the difference that I done on mine, I'll just go to the second floor where it counts. The hallway is the dangerous part when you're out here, but then these rooms are going to be safer because you can see when you get in the rooms, you can pretty much get out of harm's way. So more along the lines of the rooms are safe, but then the hallway is what's really dangerous. That's kind of the reverse of it.
I got an idea, and it'll change the whole outlook of the house. What about front door goes into one of the rooms instead of going straight into a hallway? You know what I'm saying? It's like you go in the front door, it goes straight into the living room, then you go through that living room to another room, etc., etc., etc. Instead of having hallways.
The only problem about that is lining that house up, because like as long as it's in the center, you can go left or right pretty easy and make it fit any part of the terrain or any area we're in. If the door, like let's say the door was dedicated in this window, like this window got turned into a door, then that means that house is going, like as far as on certain terrains and things like that, that house may not work on some of those terrains and things like that.
What if you had the stairs in the corners? 2 diagonal corners in a room with a door.
You would just, what I'm saying, eliminate 2 windows in a room there, but other than that,
Yeah.
I don't see any big difference.
Well, you don't have the crossfire from the balcony then.
I guess I need to squeeze those windows up on the front and sides and see what it looks like with those windows squeezed up.
With you adding doors makes it look less Swiss cheesy.
Yeah, like when you go into this front part here, it's like, holy shit. Let me just close this and do it. I mean, that right there, that's kind of pretty intimidating as hell to look at that right there. You know what I'm saying? As far as CQC goes, that many doors, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you may know what's in this room if you came from this side of the house, but if the other ones, you're not going to know what's on the other side of them houses or the other side of them doors. So as if I was running from here, I may take a shot from this room and this room, and I know what's there in these rooms, so I know these doors, but the rest of that shit is completely blind to me. I don't know. But if I squeeze those windows up, and think of it the same thing. So if I'm running from here, I've got a rough idea what's in these two rooms. But if I squeeze those windows up, I could easily put a contact here that would not have shot at you when you come across. And I could have a contact here that would not have shot at you possibly as well. Or here as well, you know what I'm saying? And because you run across so fast, he didn't see you, and he'd be right here. So that allows me to put areas, by closing the windows up more, it allows me to put sneakier guys in on top of y'all, so I'm all for that.
Yeah, you've got a much more CQC play by squeezing up those windows, but when you get into the building, it's a little safer, you know what I mean? When shit gets bad, gets rough, you're wide open with those big windows. You might as well be in the open.
Nah, trust me. I would much rather be right here where I can go prone and then come over here to this corner and get my ass up and do some shooting. Be out in the middle of that damn, you know what I'm saying, up next to a wall or something like that. Because this right here, I could get over here into this corner and then I could step up and do some damage from right here. You know what I'm saying, with stuff out here. Whereas, like on some of that other shit, like say something like this, you're in trouble on stuff like this if you're out and you don't have all this other to give you that cover. By having that little section right here. This right here, like right here, is, even though all that is open in those directions, this right here is a very, very safe place that you could defend really, really well. Just this little section right here.
I think you should take out that window above the door from the outside, the one in the center of the building, because that top hallway above the stairs is prime for a grenade.
Oh shit! All the rooms are gonna be good for grenades when you get a 2 or 3 on them, motherfucker.
Yeah. There's no place safe in that building from grenades. Hang on, I got a phone call.
Alright, let me think about this. Dun, dun, dun. I like having the front door, like that hallway front door and the back door on that, because it gives you a lot of options, but I'm trying to think if I stagger the back door. So these could be some pretty bad areas with the hills. I don't know, I guess if I'd done it out one part with my steps being fixed, that probably wouldn't be too much of a big deal. That would be like worst case scenario right there.
Well, the good thing about the steps in the back is that they go all the way down like that. So
This is what I want to do is I was wanting to make places like this to where, you know what I'm saying, like now we can have the houses be up off the ground right here. And see, you can't penetrate the foundation now with the way I've made it. So that's the good thing is like when we put it on heels, like if I was to turn this, see what I'm saying before, this is the problem we had, is that the side steps don't go that, I'll give you an example. Let me show you here. Like let's say we wanted this house here. The problem we have is the hole underneath it, you know what I'm saying, because it doesn't fit the terrain really well. So you couldn't, this house is forced to go up this hill more. Like if you wanted to put it on the hill part there, whereas with this one, let me pull it back the same way. With this one, I'll go back. Roughly the same way, and you can see like here I still got the under part of it, but we lose the steps because the steps don't go down this far. And that's what I'm saying, like with this one we could fix that simply by spinning it. So when we spin it we get steps on both sides that could still access it, but this house, once I get it to hit the foundation, you can see how much more of the house we lose underground here. So that's why I made the big ass foundation on this one, so that we can stick it to these weird places and actually still make it work. You can see that house just is not going to go in that spot. With this one we can go what I was trying to keep in mind, like if we wanted to. What I was looking at, maybe I could do something like that. So yeah, if we didn't want the steps to actually enter on the front, and the main reason I done the door front like that, I mean you can see like right there, that would be really good. You could come in shooting, come right out the back shooting, you know what I mean? Just run straight through that son of a bitch. That's why I was trying to do that, pretty much thinking of that. Whenever I was trying to place houses before, that was a lot of the issues I was running into. Actually, I know another good place to go and check.
I am.
It'd be pretty much doing this right here. I'll do just a couple here just to show you. You know what I'm saying? Like you would just do that in the whole area.
What? Burger King did a social experiment to see if more people would stand up for a bullied kid or a bullied hamburger, and more people complained about the bullied hamburger.
The hell are you on?
No, literally, they had the guy behind the counter like smashing hamburgers with his fist. And then there are like these other kids just giving this one kid a whole bunch of shit, like you would see on What Would You Do? People are like, oh, my burger's all smashed.
See, places like that, that's gonna fit pretty good there. Okay, so there's one area that would give me some trouble if I was to do a house, this house there. Only thing you could do. So yep, you could still put it there. Good God, look at there. Yep, that would be perfect. And see, if I'd have steps coming out that one window there, it would have been fucked up. I wouldn't have been able to put it there. So even though that's not the prime positioning that you would want on that, you could still make that work there if you wanted to put it there. It's a good example of it. I'm gonna redo all.
You know, with some shit like that, you might want to build a basement.
You could always do shit. Check that shit out. You can put it right in the fucking valley itself, and it'll still... That's great. That is really good. Don't see any more. Rest. See, look at that shit. That is going to be so helpful when we're placing these. Because that would have been one there that I'd like to have that house in that kind of angle. But on the other ones, you wouldn't have been able to do that because you wouldn't have been able to have enough steps there to do it. So I do like that. Alright, so we got an idea at least. So shrink up the windows. I'm going to exit out of that. And I'll stop the stream there. What